This is Max and Mia Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Max and Mia Podcast. I'm Max.
And I'm Mia. Thanks so much for being here with us today.
If this is your first time listening, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our weekly episodes.
That's right. So here's something I've been thinking about. What would you do if you were traveling, something unexpected happened, maybe an accident or something went wrong, and you needed to ask someone for help? Like, could you actually do it in English without panicking?
Yeah, like in that moment. Would you know what to say? Would you feel confident enough to explain what you need?
Because honestly, that's one of those situations where people get really nervous. But today's episode is going to help you with that and so much more.
Stick around. Let's jump in.
So, look, when something unexpected happens while you're traveling or you're just out somewhere, the pressure is real, right? Your mind goes blank.
Totally. And the thing is, you don't need to know everything. You just need the right words in that moment.
Exactly. Like, if you know how to say, I need help, or can you help me with this, you're already halfway there.
Right. And then there's the follow-up. You gotta be able to explain what's happening without overthinking it.
Have you guys ever frozen up in a situation like that? Like, you knew the words, but they just wouldn't come out?
It happens to everyone, honestly. But the key is having some phrases ready in your mind. Not memorized like a robot, just there.
Yeah, and here's what I always tell people. Simpler is better. You don't need fancy vocabulary. For example, if you say, I need assistance, it could sound too formal, right? But can you help me? That works everywhere.
Good point. And context matters too. Like, the way you ask matters depending on the situation.
Okay, now let's check out a real-life example. Listen carefully to how they ask for help and respond under pressure.
Good afternoon, emergency services. What's your situation?
Hi, yes. I need help. I was in my kitchen and I accidentally cut my hand pretty badly. I don't know what to do.
Okay, stay calm. First things first, are you alone right now?
Yes, I'm home by myself. There's a lot of blood and I'm getting nervous.
That's completely understandable, but we're gonna get through this. How deep would you say the cut is? Can you describe it to me?
It's on my left hand, between my thumb and fingers. It's pretty deep, I think. The bleeding won't stop even though I'm pressing down on it with a towel.
All right, here's what I want you to do. Find a clean cloth or bandage if you have one, and apply direct pressure. Don't remove the towel to check the wound. Just keep pressing. How long have you been bleeding?
Maybe 5 or 10 minutes? I'm worried it might need stitches or something.
It might, but let's focus on stopping the bleeding first. While you're doing that, I need to ask you a few questions. Can you move your fingers? All of them?
Let me try. Yeah, I can move them, but it hurts quite a bit when I do.
Good. That's a positive sign. Now, do you have anyone nearby who could come and help you? A family member, a neighbor, maybe a friend close by?
My neighbor is just downstairs. Should I call him?
I think that would be a good idea. You need someone there with you. While you're waiting for him, keep applying pressure to the wound. Don't take the towel off to look at it.
Okay, I understand. How much longer should I keep pressing?
At least 10 more minutes. Once your neighbor arrives, have him come up and stay with you. In the meantime, I'm going to send medical assistance to your location. Can you confirm your address for me?
Yes, it's 245 Oak Street, apartment 3B.
245 Oak Street, apartment 3B. Got it. Help should arrive within the next 15 to 20 minutes. Is there anything you need to tell me while we wait?
No, I'm feeling a bit better now that I know someone's coming. I was really scared when it happened.
That's perfectly normal. You're doing great. The important thing is that you're keeping calm and following the instructions. Has the bleeding slowed down at all?
Yeah, actually it has. It's not as heavy as before. The towel is still soaked, but it seems to be getting better.
That's excellent. Keep up with the pressure, though. When your neighbor arrives, let him know that paramedics are on the way. Don't try to clean the wound or anything like that. Just keep it covered and elevated if you can.
Elevated? Like above my heart?
Exactly. That'll help reduce the bleeding. Just try to keep your hand up while you're waiting. Your neighbor should be there soon, right?
Yeah, I'm calling him now. Actually, I think I hear him coming up the stairs.
Perfect. Let me speak with him briefly, would you?
Of course. 1 second. Hey, neighbor, can you talk to the emergency operator for a moment? Yeah, sure. What's going on?
Hi there. This person has a significant cut on their hand, and we've dispatched paramedics to their location. They should arrive within the next 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, make sure they keep pressure on the wound and keep their hand elevated. Don't remove the towel, okay?
Got it. I'm here now and I'll stay with them.
Great. Thanks for your help. Paramedics are familiar with the address, so they should be here very soon. Take care of them.
Will do. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. Take care. And remember, keep that pressure on.
Okay, so let's break down what we just heard. There's a lot going on in that conversation.
Right. First thing I noticed, the way the caller opened it. I need help. I was in my kitchen and I accidentally cut my hand. Super simple, but it works. They didn't overcomplicate it.
Exactly. And that's actually important because when you're in a stressful situation, your brain doesn't want to deal with complex grammar. You want short, direct sentences.
Notice how the operator kept asking clarifying questions? Can you describe it to me? How deep would you say the cut is? These are phrases you can use in any situation where you need more information.
Yes, and the caller used really useful expressions too, like, there's a lot of blood and I'm getting nervous. That's way more natural than saying something like, I am experiencing nervousness. In moments like that, it's not about using perfect words. It's about getting your message across clearly and simply.
Exactly. And here's a vocabulary tip. They used apply direct pressure instead of just press down. That's slightly more formal, which is what you want in an emergency context.
Good catch. Also, pay attention to how they handled uncertainty. The caller said, I don't know what to do, and I think it needs stitches or something. Notice that hesitation? That's realistic English. You don't always have to sound 100% confident.
Right. And phrases like, I'm worried that, or I'm concerned about, are really useful when you need to express anxiety in English without being overly dramatic.
The operator used some key phrases too. Stay calm, and we're going to get through this. These are reassuring statements that work in emergency or stressful situations. You could use similar structures in other contexts.
Oh, and I loved how they asked permission. Can you confirm your address for me? Instead of just demanding it. That's polite, professional English.
Definitely. And another thing, when the operator said, don't take the towel off to look at it, they used imperative sentences, but they weren't rude. That's the tone you want when giving instructions in emergencies.
Here's something really practical for you guys listening. When you're asking for help or giving instructions, use these sentence starters. I want you to. I need you to. Can you? Would you mind? They all work, but they have slightly different levels of formality.
Exactly. And notice in this conversation, there's a lot of repetition of key information. They confirmed the address. They repeated the instructions about pressure and elevation. That's not accidental. That's how real communication works, especially when something important is at stake.
So here's my advice. When you're in a situation where you need help, don't worry about sounding perfect. Focus on clarity. Use short sentences. Repeat yourself if necessary. The person helping you will appreciate it.
And listen actively to the other person. The caller asked follow-up questions like, how much longer should I keep pressing? That showed they understood what was happening and weren't just passively listening.
Exactly. That's something a lot of learners forget. Communication is two-way. You're not just delivering information. You're engaging in a conversation, even in an emergency.
One more thing. Notice the phrase, I'm getting nervous, instead of, I am nervous. Using getting shows that something is happening in that moment. It's more dynamic and realistic.
Love that. And the neighbor said, got it, instead of, I understand. That's super natural, super common in real speech. Don't overthink informal responses like that.
So the takeaway here is, keep it simple, keep it clear, and don't stress about perfection. Real communication is messy sometimes, and that's okay.
Exactly. You've got this. Now let's move forward to some more everyday situations you might actually use.
So let's shift gears a bit. We're moving on to something totally different, but just as important.
Yeah, and honestly, this one can be trickier than people think. How do you compliment someone without it feeling awkward or insincere?
Like, there's definitely a balance. You want to be genuine, but you also need to know what's appropriate in different situations.
Exactly. Because complimenting someone at work is different from complimenting a friend. And complimenting a stranger? That's another story altogether.
So the thing is, there's actual vocabulary and phrasing that makes a difference. If you know how to do it properly, it feels natural. If you don't, it can come across as weird.
Which is why we're breaking this down today. Let's listen to a real conversation and see how it's done.
Hey, Marcus. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks for asking. How about you? You seem to be in a great mood.
I actually am. But hey, I have to say, that presentation you gave last week was really impressive. Seriously, I was genuinely impressed.
Oh, wow, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. Honestly, I was a bit nervous about it.
Well, you shouldn't have been. The way you broke down the data was so clear. I think everyone in the room walked away understanding exactly what you were trying to communicate.
I appreciate that, Sarah. You know, a lot of people don't take the time to actually give feedback like that. It's nice.
Of course. And I'm not just saying this, but your attention to detail is one of the things I really respect about your work. It shows in everything you do.
Wow, that's really kind of you to say. You know what? Your design work has been catching my eye lately, too. That campaign you worked on for the new client? Really creative stuff.
Oh, I'm so glad you noticed. Thank you. I was trying something a bit different with that one, so it's good to know it landed well.
Definitely. It was fresh. And the color choices were spot on. They really grabbed attention without being too much, you know?
Exactly what I was going for. I'm happy it worked. By the way, I also wanted to mention your communication with clients is excellent. I've noticed how patient and professional you are, even when they're being difficult.
That's very observant of you. Honestly, I've been working on that, so hearing you say that is really encouraging. It's not always easy to stay calm in those situations.
Well, you handle it beautifully. It's one of your strengths. Keep it up.
Thanks so much, Sarah. We should grab coffee sometime and chat more. I feel like we've been so busy lately that we don't really catch up.
I'd love that. Let's make it happen soon. For now, though, I gotta get back to my desk, but I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too. Thanks again for the kind words. It really brightened my day.
Anytime. You're doing great work, Marcus. Don't forget that.
Okay, so that was really interesting. There's a lot we can pull from that.
That's right. And the first thing I noticed is that Sarah didn't just say your presentation was good. She got specific.
Exactly. That's crucial. She said, the way you broke down the data was so clear. And your attention to detail shows in everything you do. Those are specific compliments. They feel genuine because they reference actual things.
Right. Generic compliments sound fake. But when you mention something concrete, it shows you were actually paying attention.
And notice the phrases they used. Sarah said, I have to say, and I'm not just saying this, but... Those are little softeners that introduce a compliment without it feeling forced.
Oh, that's good. And Marcus used, that means a lot coming from you. That's a really nice way to acknowledge someone's compliment. It shows respect for their opinion.
Definitely. Here's a useful tip for you guys. When you give a compliment, add a reason. Don't just say, that looks nice. Say, that looks nice because, or, I really liked how you. It gives your compliment more weight.
And there's the word choice, too. Sarah used words like impressed, clear, genuine, creative. These are more specific than just saying good or nice.
Exactly. And she varied her compliments. She didn't keep repeating the same structure. She said, was really impressive, then, the way you broke down, then, your attention to detail. Different patterns, same authenticity.
I also noticed something about the tone. Sarah wasn't over the top. She was enthusiastic but grounded. She didn't say, oh my God, that was amazing. She was more measured and professional.
Right. Because context matters. In a workplace, you adjust your language to fit the environment. You'd probably be more enthusiastic with a close friend, but at work, you keep it professional.
And here's something subtle. When Marcus wanted to return the compliment, he was equally specific. He said, your design work has been catching my eye, and the color choices were spot on. He didn't just say, thanks, you're great too.
That's real conversation. He didn't dismiss Sarah's compliment and move on. He engaged with it and then added his own observations. That's how genuine people talk.
Oh, and the phrase spot on is really useful. It means something is exactly right, or just the way it should be. You'll hear it a lot in British and international English. It sounds much more natural than saying correct or perfect.
And catching my eye is another great phrase. It means you've been noticing something and it stands out to you in a positive way.
So here's the advice for you guys. When you compliment someone, be specific, be genuine, and vary your language. Don't just copy one sentence structure over and over.
And remember, a good compliment is about observation. You're pointing out something real that you've noticed. That's what makes it land well with people.
All right, So before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of what we covered today.
Yeah, so we started with asking for help, right? And we learned phrases like, I need help. Can you help me with this? Simple stuff that actually works when you need it.
And then we talked about being direct and clear, like short sentences when you're in a stressful situation. Don't overcomplicate things.
Exactly. Then we moved into complimenting someone, and the big takeaway there was being specific. Don't just say nice. Say what you actually liked and why.
Right. And vary your language. You've got options like spot on. I was genuinely impressed. That's really creative. Mix it up.
The phrase, I have to say, is also useful for introducing a compliment, and that means a lot coming from you for responding to one.
Oh, and we touched on context. Different situations need different approaches. Work conversations are different from casual ones with friends.
Exactly. So that's the main stuff. Hopefully you're feeling a bit more confident about these everyday conversations now.
Before you go, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us out.
And smash that like button too. Your support means everything to us. Seriously.
Also, don't forget, we've got a PDF in the description with the full transcription of today's episode. All the conversations, all the vocabulary we talked about. Download it, use it, study it however you want.
It's a great resource to review later. Bookmark it. Share it with friends who are learning English. Whatever works for you.
Thanks so much for being here with us today. We'll be back soon with more conversations and more practical English for you.
Stay tuned and keep practicing. You're doing amazing. See you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.